Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. For all those people who have now got themselves an Elite Dangerous Odyssey account and are walking around bases, wondering what they're going to do or being owned by the guards, I'm going to show you how to do a scavenger mission with a level 1 Maverick suit and a level 1 plasma pistol. That's all I'm going to use. No engineering, no other embellishments, level 1 plasma pistol and a Maverick suit. All the weapons I use are level 1 because I'm starting off with this account myself at level 1 with no outside help. Now we've all been there in a station and you've got the screens there, the mission givers, unless you go up to a person with an icon above them who's going to give you a mission. And you thought, how can I gain some combat rank really quickly? Well, for me, gaining that sort of combat rank, you've either got a frontline solutions, so the war aspect of things, or you can go for exterminate certain crew members or exterminate scavenger missions. And to be fair, you can get some pretty hefty rewards. You can say I got some pretty hefty rewards here that I can do. Great stuff. You go through, you select a particular mission, you filter on materials and see what manufacturing materials they're going to give you. For example, I've got manufacturing instructions here. Great. I've got a takedown mission there. That's going to give me a suit schematic. Brilliant. All these things I can do. But we're going to deal with, in this video, exterminate gang members from a settlement. Nice and easy. It's not an illegal mission. It's going to do me great. I'm going to be using my Maverick, level 1, no addition of engineering or anything else on that. There's the weapons I've got. I've got my Manticore oppressor as well, but I won't be using that much. Head on over to a taxi and get myself planet side. Take out these people at this base. Right, so here we are on the ground at Karuna Agricultural Biosphere. No problem. I use the Apex quite a lot, to be fair, especially when starting out in the game. It's easier, there's no dramas, we can just get on with things, to be perfectly honest with you, and I'm fine with that, and sometimes it's easier than just flying around all the time in your ship. So here we go, shields are on, pistol is out. There's a guy with his torch on. He's alerted to our presence. Got the slow fire speed, there's no engineering on these pistols. But take out the guy who hasn't got any shields first. Boom, he's done. Couple of shots. Still not dead, he's clinging on to life. Someone down the road is going to alert us, or raise the alarms. No problems there. There he is round the corner. Let's see if we can get round there and shoot him. In the meantime as well, we've got the ability to go and clone people's access codes so we can get into some of the ancillary buildings. There's some guy there, looks like a scientist or a researcher. No shields on him, just the general researcher smock that they wear. We can scan him now though, with our scanning tool, and it's alternate fire mode, which means you can adopt people's codes. That allows you access into other areas up to the level that you've got. So as you can see, I've got level 1 right there. Okay, so into the habitat. Now these missions here, see, mission settlement raid, no drama, eliminate the settlement occupants. Go to the data, download a little bit of data. Always worthwhile picking up some of the items as well, and also opening some of the cupboards. It's always worthwhile going through at the beginning stages or any stage of the game, looting the entire place as you go, especially if it's in a settlement like this. Right, always handy. Charge up your suit, that way you're not using any of your battery pack. And away we go. Right, so we're going to move round to the main part of this settlement. Here come all the soldiers. Look, you know, yeah, we're making short work of them with that pistol. This pistol, incidentally, I think it's great. Absolutely brilliant. I hope no one nerfs it or anything. Unengineered, it's obviously not as good as it possibly can be. However, once you start engineering these things up, they become an absolute monster and must-have. Plasma weapons with a pistol, you can clear out an entire settlement. Now this is a level 1 pistol, I said no engineering, level 1 Maverick Suit, not even a Dominator suit, and the Maverick Suit's the kind of the scavenger aspect of things. Right, now here we go. I've got to try and find a little bit of refuge. Use my med pack. Good stuff. Get through and take out the remainder of these soldiers. Here he comes. There's also that thing. Okay, again, he's got a plasma shotgun. He's giving us a right old belting, and we've got to try and use a little bit of distance. Try and whittle him down. Wait for our shields to come back up. Doing a quick reload. Getting 96, 95 frames per second on this commander account. This is a fresh Odyssey install. No Horizons, no Elite Dangerous. I just installed the Odyssey installer. Trying to take him out again, look. You have to get in a little bit closer. Doing a reload. Now, I think one of the first upgrades I'm going to get is going to be additional ammunition for the pistol. You can get stuff like, you know, headshot damage and shoot from hip, accuracy, that sort of stuff, but like, it's all about the amount of shots you can lay down. There's an ammo box, we're going to have a go at that. Another data pad in the other hab. Been in here, that's no worries. Get that med kit, let's patch ourselves up and then refresh our stocks, and then we're off. After a quick recharge, go and take out the rest of them. Now this habitat, we haven't go, same thing. Be a bit selective as you first start out. You've only got 10 data slots on a Maverick suit to start off with. Once you start upgrading, you get more data slots. Perhaps the backpack is one of the most essential equipment upgrades for a suit you can get. You can carry more items, especially when looking for materials to engineer. Right, quick look around. No one else is coming. It's time for a long walk now towards that glowing settlement off in the distance. Time to get cracking. So we are in the main part of the building. Like I said, lots of materials to get here, lots of people to shoot. It's got power, so there's going to be a power regulator we're going to be able to rip off if we're careful enough and survive, taking out the remaining 8 occupants. Now there's always people in the power side of the building. We've got some agricultural buildings around as well. That's great. There's always going to be quite a few people. But also be careful, because there's going to be people walking around the outside, whether it's guards or just scientists just out for a stroll. Perhaps they're having, you know, a cheeky cigarette break. You never know. Always take advantage of the charging points when and where you can. With our access of level 2, we got off some of the guards and the scientists that we shot. We can get in through some of the back doors. Now that's great. So here we are in the lab. You can see a data pad on the center console. That's good stuff. Genetic research. Let's download it. Won't take us long, 14 seconds. But that's going to alert people to our presence. Alright? And where you can't stray too far away from the data panels, you know, you are given a little bit of leeway. Now, this weapon here is particularly poor at level 1. And typically I use a sniper rifle instead. So we're picking up catalyst, we're picking up all these additional items. More scientists, have a go heroes. Well, they're having a go. Good for them. Taking a little bit of cover, a little bit of refuge, out with the pistol, and let's go all. Now, like I've said before, I really do favour the plasma pistol. When you get it engineered up, it is virtually unstoppable. This is an unengineered pistol. Level 1. numero uno. And it does take a few shots. You get this puppy engineered up to level 5 and you put some additional engineering on it and you're going to be totally unstoppable. Now check this out. So we're cutting through some more of the cabinets. You can see you've got all the inertia canisters, nutritional concentrate, all that good stuff which can be used for further engineering. Or if not, you can just go and sell it at the bartender. Big growler flasks of chemicals and whatnot. Very important to have a good look around. Open up all these containers using that cutter. Of course, you only get the cutter on the Maverick suit. So, I mean, this is my default suit I use for everything, even for combat. Unless I'm going to go into one of these basic conflict zones and it's hard, I will use the Maverick suit. Because everything I need is there. I've got it engineered up to level 5. I've got a few additional engineering stuff on it as well on my main account, but here it's just level 1. But the Maverick suit is a really good middle of the road, really versatile, dynamic type of suit. So it's worthwhile, if you haven't already got one as a new commander, get in one. And they're essential for missions like this. Of course, with these types of bases, you are going to get an awful lot of items to pick up. And at level 1, you are limited somewhat by how much you can store in your Maverick suit. As you advance through some of the levels of the suit, the more inventory space you get as well. Now, here's a top tip. If you are running out of space, make sure you've got an SRV with you, because you can keep popping back and forth to the SRV if you've parked it somewhere. When I say somewhere, somewhere nice and safe. And offload all your materials into its material cargo space. I think you can have 1,000 units of material, and then go back and continue looting the base. All these items for the early on suit level up are really, really essential. Now, if you're searching around for people, don't be afraid to go up to the consoles and search for a staff list. Not only can you search for a staff list, you can also search for example, data panels, that sort of stuff, if you're struggling to find them. I mean, Frontier have done a really good job of making things similar, but not the same for all these bases. As you can see at level 1, the Maverick suit holds 10 units of data, and that can be used up quick in a big base. Let's just bust the plasma cap in him. Pick up that RDX. There's the building atmosphere. In through the lab, having a good look around. Still some areas we haven't opened, and there's a data panel on the wall as well. Picking up that oxygenated bacteria. Got micro inhibitors. Now, early on in the game, graphene. Everyone seems to want graphene when you're engineering up your suits. So here we go, we're moving back out now, having a good look around. Still some cupboards we haven't looted. This is typically your agricultural base. Lots of things you can pick up. A lot of the things you're probably not going to need at this point in the game. But, you know, it's all money. Sell them off at the bartenders at the station. And that's really what I like about Elite Dangerous Odyssey. It's that flexibility. Now, a lot of people, there's a lot of haters out there. Me, never been a hater, to be perfectly honest. Okay, I mean, game dynamics could be not modern. Some people have said. I mean, it's a first-person shooter. Is it ultra-realistic like Call of Duty? Well, no. But then, this is a space game. Yes, I know Call of Duty has had space games, a space theme in it as well. But, like, you know, you got to see what it is. Especially on our streams, we do remain upbeat about the game. There's very little negativity on there as well. So I have got 4 more combatants or settlement occupants to find. Now typically there will be people around the power area. There'll be a load of them. And with these agricultural settlements, it's usually all off one building, which can be a little bit of a pain. Let's go in through processing. Up the steps. In through the lab. There'll be a corridor. This will typically lead us to the power center. There we go. Here's some people. So we've got 4 to get. So now we've got 3 to get. And I wager there's a lot of people in there as well. Yes, take him out. Brett's noble. Here comes somebody else. Let's get a grenade in there as well. Knock him out. 2 more people to get. Now, it's a common bug on some of these missions that not all the people that you need to shoot are in the base. They may have spawned in a different area. They may have wombled off out past the landing pads and gone somewhere else. But typically there'll be somebody in there, in the power center, hiding. If not, they'll soon find you. Grab the data if you've got enough space. Cut through some of these items. If you're lucky, you may find some decent weapons, suit blueprints, manufacturing instructions upon occasion. Turn off the authorization scans and settlement alarms. Settlement alarms, well, that's just the annoying noise. And people, if anybody's left, will go back to a default state. As for authorization scans, if you can get them turned off and you're playing multiplayer, that will allow your crew just to roam as freely as you throughout the settlement. But it also means that NPCs walk into the settlement as well. Build-in schematic there. Magnets and whatnot. And we've got 1 more person to find. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back towards the exit. With our charge unit, jam those doors open. Now, it won't work below about 35% of charge. So make sure you got some batteries. Just checking there's no one in here. No, there isn't. And we're going to trace our route out. So, back the way we came. Hitting up and sparking those doors as we go. Making sure they're open. This means that at the end of the level, you can punch that power regulator and get out without having to worry about power. Because we would turn the power off and none of the power points, charging points will work. The point on the left hand side. There you go. Down the steps. Take on a bit of power. Through the doors. Let's jam them open. Right the way through. Medical kits in case we need them. There's a scientist outside. We can complete the mission right now. Some shields to come back. give him some plasma goodness. And that's it. Raid mission complete. I could leave the settlement now, or go back and get the power regulator, and that is completely your choice. But power regulators are quite a sought after commodity, and especially when engineering your suit. Just retrace your steps back to all the open doors to get that power regulator, and then you're away. If you're still with me, thank you very much. Got my power regulator. Pointless you seeing that, because that's a completely different video. And there's loads of that, how to get the power regulator videos on YouTube, and to retrace your steps all the way back to the beginning and the entrance point to this settlement. And once you've done that, time to get yourself a shuttle. Now, because a settlement like this, you've gone in there and taken them all out John Wick styley, typically you're going to have to get 400 meters away settlement to summon a taxi. This is the benefits of bringing your own ship, I suppose. And then that taxi is going to be 400 meters away from where you are. So at best 1,000 meters, you know, 1,000 kilometers, or however many units of measurement it is. But all in all, that's how you do it. And that's been done with a level 1 plasma. Okay, I used 1 grenade and a level 1 plasma repeater. I used that twice, doesn't really count. But you did it all with a pistol, to be perfectly honest with you. And a level 1 Maverick suit. So it is possible to do. It is possible to do. And even for those who are much better than FPS than me. I've been Ricardo. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon.